Hey VC, Jeff here. So I made their video earlier and posted that, and then I headed out and I was gonna make another video, which I still have to make now because what I did, I was planning on showing some of the the pre-orders that I had that had come in. After making the video, I had to take my daughter to work, so I thought, I'm gonna run down to the store where I had the gift certificate from Christmas. My daughter bought me a gift certificate from the record store in town here locally, the one that I go to for all of the different record store day events and things along that line usually. And so I headed down there. I figured let's check it out. So now I'm looking through all of their stuff. I'm trying to be a little more selective. That's kind of like my minor New Year resolution is don't buy albums just to have a whole filler. Don't buy albums just to because that'd be neat to have. But buy albums that you want to listen to, and you are going to have some regular rotation because that you start getting kind of fat in your collection sometimes. And so I just am looking at that. When I saw how many albums I bought last year, I'm like, I need to pull back a little. So I'm going to try that this year. We'll see. May or may not work. So I'm looking, I'm passing over a lot of things. I'm like, that would be nice to have. That'd be nice to have. That's not too expensive, but do I really just want to have to have? And then I found something I'm like, well, that I'd like to have, but it was a little pricey, probably about what it would cost online, I assume. Maybe it's used, but it's still, it's kind of up there. Blah, blah, blah. There's some things at the store that I have had in the back of my mind on my want list that I knew that had been at the store at some point. So, I have certain areas I go hit. And then I finally said, well, let's go look up some of those things. Because what I wanted to do is to use the gift card to get something new that was roughly the cost of the gift card, so that I'm not, which was probably a little more than I normally like to pay for a record, so rather than go blow it on a bunch of, $7, $8, $10 used records, I wanted to get something, new that was more in that price range. So I'm looking, I finally found one. I went ahead and picked up the new reissue, the 2021 reissue of the UFO album, Force It. This is their 1975 album. Now, technically, this is their fourth UFO album. But, it depends on, when you start thinking about UFO and the kind of music you're used to hearing from UFO, the Michael Schenker years, the rock and roll and all that stuff, this kind of falls more into the place of their second album, because their first two albums were different style of music, different feel. And so a lot of people kind of pick up with UFO on Phenomenon, and then Force It would be their second in that traditional, rock, hard rock. Now, so I wanted to get this. It just got reissued, remastered. It is a nice little set because not only do you get the actual album, the regular album, but you get a second disc, which is a live show from 1975. They come in these, look like the old tape cases from back in the recording days. And these are on a translucent, clear type vinyl there. And there's two of them. And like I said, so you're not only getting just the album, you're getting, a concert. So you've got a whole second show there. Now, I will say, in listening to the show, I mean, this is the early days. Again, this is, they got two albums under their belt as far as this, the band, Michael Schenker, and the whole lineup there. But the concert itself, I gave it a quick listen to because I had never heard it before. And I got to say, it's kind of uninspired and lackluster. It just, they're kind of like, and this next song is, and this next song is, and this one comes from, and I'm not sure if I want to wear this or not. It just sounds like it sounds like it's in a club, small amount of people. You can hear, people when they speak in the audience at times. Good recording, but the band just sounds like it's early, it's the early days. And it just felt kind of like, okay, not a lot of energy, and let's go. I never did quite examine the cover here to see exactly what that was. Kind of looked up a little history on it, and I guess I read that one of the stars, one of the people in here, is a musician from another band in the 70s. I totally forget the name. Strange name. But she just recently passed away in 2020. So anyway, got some details in here. I want to get around to reading that to learn a little more about the background and everything for this album. So So what I did is I went ahead and picked that up again. Like I said, it's on 2 records. And then at this particular store, if you buy a new record, you get any used item. They sell a lot of used items, used records, used books, comic books. They've got, it's one of their stores. It's Books and Records is basically the store. And so if you buy anything new, you get a used item for 25% off. So now I'm thinking, hey, that pricey item in the used bin, if I take 25% off of that, because it was a lot more than this album, the gift card covers that. There's still a few dollars left over. If I get that 25% off, do the calculations, now we're talking, and it's in great condition, now we're talking cheaper than I could get it online at any of the places I checked. So now I'm saving probably a good $10 at least on that. So I went ahead and picked up Metallica's S&M 2. Then with the Symphony, the San Francisco Symphony. So yeah, so I've been, this has been on my wish list for a while. There isn't a box set version of this, which still seems to run close to $200, $150 plus dollars. This particular set is averaging still probably in the $70 to $80 range. You can get it online in the $50 to $60, depends on where you go and who you get it from and things like that. So again, it was a used copy, and when I took off the 25%, it made it under all of those prices. So this is the, I guess there's different colors for different places. This is the retail store version, and it's kind of a orange marble. It is a 4-album set. Comes with a, get all the albums out of here. Comes with a book, like a 20-page. It's almost like a tour program. Nice and glossy and shiny. S&M 2. Got photos. You can see it's got all kinds of pages are shiny, and then it's got texture to them too. Photos from the show, things along that line. So it's neat, pretty sturdy, pretty nice high gloss. The when you get this out, it's a download card, and then the album itself is a quad gatefold type. Opens up. So it's got a sleeve for each record. And I went ahead and gave this mostly a spin, and similar, I actually thought it sounded, I need to go back and revisit the first S&M album. But I remember when that first came out, I thought it was pretty good, but it was kind of, I don't know, maybe just because it was odd. But this one, from the get-go, I was like, wow, it melded together really well. Sounded good. So, but anyway, yeah, so got rid of the gift card. I paid the difference, with some other Christmas bonus money that I'd gotten. And so I had some cash for that. And so these are basically Christmas bonus / gift card Christmas presents. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for this one. I'll come back with the other pre-orders and stuff and do some other videos at that point. Thanks a lot for watching. Rock on and rock hard.